welcome to our deep dive on Jumanji.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to explore why this 1995 film, based on all the fascinating material you've shared with us, has resonated with audiences for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just about a magical board game coming to life, is it?
You're absolutely right.
There's something about Jumanji
It sticks with you.
that really stays with you.
What seems like just a fun, family-friendly adventure actually has some pretty heavy themes running through it.
It does.
It's not just stampeding rhinos and giant mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah.
Jumanji explores loss, confronting your past and facing your deepest fears.
Yeah.
And those themes, they hit us differently as we grew up.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I remember being terrified of those CGI creatures as a kid. But now it's Alan Parrish's story that really grabs me.
Oh, really?
Imagine being trapped in a jungle for 26 years.
Wow.
Forced to grow up in a world of danger and uncertainty.
Right. It's got to leave a mark.
Got to leave a mark on you.
It really does.
Doesn't it?
And, it's that time travel element that adds another layer to the film because it's not just about escaping the jungle. It's about Alan literally running from his past, from the dangers of Jumanji, and the unresolved issues of his childhood.
Oh, wow.
So that journey of confronting your past, literally and metaphorically, that's a powerful idea that many of us can relate to.
It makes you wonder if the game itself is a metaphor for life's unpredictability.
Yeah.
How sometimes things just happen. Throwing all your plans off course. Jumanji captures that feeling perfectly.
It does. It throws all these crazy challenges at the characters, and they have to adapt and think on their feet. But it also highlights how those unexpected moments can lead to growth. And self-discovery. Think about how Alan, despite the trauma of being trapped, he learns to survive in the jungle.
He does.
He develops this strength and resilience he probably didn't know he had.
And that resilience is mirrored in Judy and Peter.
Oh, yeah?
Who have lost their parents and are dealing with their own grief.
Absolutely.
They're thrown into this chaotic game. Yet they find a way to support each other. Face their fears. And ultimately come out stronger.
They do.
Don't they?
And that journey really speaks to the film's message about finding strength through connection. Especially when facing these overwhelming challenges. It's like the game, as chaotic as it is, becomes this catalyst for them to form a bond and create a sense of family that they've been missing.
So it's saying that even amidst the chaos and danger, there's potential for positive change for discovering these hidden strengths within ourselves.
Exactly. It suggests that sometimes we need to be thrown out of our comfort zones to face the unexpected in order to truly grow. And Jumanji visually represents this in several ways. Think about the way the director, Joe Johnston, uses these dynamic camera movements when Alan first gets sucked into the game.
You're right.
Like, we, the viewers, are being pulled into this chaotic world.
That alongside him.
That's clever.
Yes.
Making us feel the character's disorientation. Isn't it?
It's a clever way to make us feel that.
And those swirling camera movements. They're not just visual flair. They mirror Alan's emotional state. That feeling of being thrust into the unknown. Johnston also uses contrasting colors and lighting to emphasize different emotional states. Think about the dark and ominous jungle versus the warm glow of Alan's childhood home.
Speaking of Alan's childhood, we have to talk about his strained relationship with his father.
Oh,
It's a recurring theme throughout the film.
It is.
And adds so much depth to Alan's journey, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
What do you think?
The flashbacks to Alan's childhood give us glimpses of his difficult relationship with his demanding father. And the casting of Jonathan Hyde as both Alan's father and the villain Van Pelt is brilliant.
That's more than just clever casting, though, isn't it?
It is.
It's a way of visually connecting those two figures in Alan's mind. What do you think that connection tells us about Alan's internal struggles?
Well, I think it suggests that sometimes our deepest fears and anxieties stem from those closest to us.
Right.
For Alan, Van Pelt embodies the fear of his father.
Okay.
The fear of not measuring up to his expectations.
Right.
So when Alan confronts Van Pelt,
Yeah.
he's not just fighting a villain.
Right.
He's confronting those deep-seated fears
Right.
that have been haunting him for years.
So in a way,
Yeah.
Van Pelt becomes a symbol of Alan's unresolved issues with his father.
Precisely.
Right.
And by facing Van Pelt,
Yes.
Alan's taking a step towards overcoming those anxieties and finally moving forward.
Right.
It adds a powerful psychological layer to the film.
It really does.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It's like those fears have been trapped inside him, just like he was trapped in the jungle.
Yeah.
And now by playing the game again,
Right.
he has a chance to face them head on.
Right.
It's like a second chance.
Exactly.
Not just to escape the jungle, but to escape those internal demons as well.
That idea of second chances is so powerful.
Yes.
Especially when we consider the impact of childhood trauma.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Alan's experiences in Jumanji, his fear of being trapped again, all stem from that initial moment of being abandoned by his father.
Right.
Both literally and emotionally.
It's true.
Isn't it?
And the fact that Sarah also experienced that traumatic night when they were kids adds another layer to their shared history.
Right.
And the way they connect as adults.
Exactly. Yeah, their connection is fascinating.
It is.
They both carry the weight of that shared trauma.
Yeah.
Which is symbolized by the unfinished game.
Right.
It's like they're both stuck in time, unable to move on until they confront those fears and finish the game together.
And that's where Robin Williams' performance as Alan comes into play.
It does.
He brings so much depth to the character.
He does.
Blending humor with vulnerability. You laugh with him, but you also feel his pain, his struggle to overcome his past.
He masterfully portrays a man grappling with his past, struggling to find his courage and reclaim his life.
It's like he makes Alan both hilarious and someone we deeply empathize with.
Yes.
Someone we're rooting for.
Totally.
To overcome his fears and find peace.
Absolutely.
And that's where the brilliance of Robin Williams shines through.
It does.
He reminds us that even those who seem larger than life, those who make us laugh, have their own internal battles.
They do, don't they?
They do.
It does.
It makes Alan's journey and his growth all the more meaningful.
Yes.
We see him not just as this comedic figure, but as a complex individual facing very real fears and anxieties.
Yeah.
His eventual return and reconciliation with his father become all the more satisfying.
Yes.
Because we've witnessed the depth of his struggle.
Speaking of reconciliation,
the
film doesn't shy away from the complexities of family dynamics.
Right.
The strained relationship between Alan and his father is a recurring theme.
It is adding a layer of emotional depth to Alan's journey.
And it's not just about facing the past. It's also about forgiveness.
Right.
The ending where Alan and his father reconcile.
Yes.
Finding a way to understand and accept each other despite their differences.
Right.
That's a powerful message.
It is.
It gives a glimmer of hope,
suggesting
that even the most strained relationships can be mended.
Especially with time understanding and a willingness to let go of past hurts.
Exactly.
So we've got this idea of Jumanji mirroring life's unpredictability that challenges the characters' face.
Right.
Forcing them to grow and discover their inner strength.
Yeah.
And this powerful message about familial reconciliation.
Right.
It's a lot more going on beneath the surface
than
just a fun adventure film.
Absolutely.
Would you agree with that?
The way those themes are woven into the story through the characters' journeys, the visual storytelling,
is what makes Jumanji so captivating.
It really does.
And enduring.
Yes.
It goes beyond simple entertainment.
It does.
And speaks to something deeper within us.
And to think, we're just getting started.
I know.
There's so much more to unpack.
Yeah.
In this deep dive into Jumanji.
There is. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back. It's amazing how much depth and complexity we've uncovered already. And we haven't even touched on the visual effects, the music, and some of the other filmmaking techniques that make Jumanji so memorable.
You're right. It's easy to get caught up in the nostalgia and the thrilling adventure, but there's so much more to appreciate. when you take a closer look.
Speaking of taking a closer look,
Yes.
let's talk about those visual effects.
Yeah.
Some of them might seem a bit dated by today's standards.
Right.
But they were groundbreaking for 1995.
They were...
And played a crucial role
Yeah.
in bringing this fantastical world of Jumanji to life.
Absolutely. Those stampeding animals, the giant spiders, the house flooding with crocodiles, pure chaos captured on film.
It is.
Even if some of the CGI hasn't aged perfectly, it still effectively conveys the danger and unpredictability of the game.
It does.
It does.
What's fascinating is how those limitations sometimes force the filmmakers to be more creative.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
They had to blend practical effects with the limited CGI available at the time.
Okay.
Think about the giant mosquitoes, for example.
Right.
They were actually large puppets controlled by puppeteers.
Wow.
Which gives them a unique, almost tangible quality that pure CGI might not have achieved.
It's true. There's a certain charm to those practical effects. That adds to the overall feel of the film. You can almost sense the effort and ingenuity that went into creating those creatures and those chaotic scenes. It gives Jumanji a distinct visual style.
It does.
Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
It is a blend of practical and early CGI that has become a hallmark of 90s adventure films.
It has.
A testament to the resourcefulness and imagination of the filmmakers.
Yeah.
Speaking of memorable visuals, we can't forget that iconic Jumanji game board itself.
Oh, yeah.
Those tribal carvings.
Right.
The ominous drumming sound.
Yeah.
It's like a character in itself.
It is.
Beckoning players to take a chance and roll the dice.
It is.
The design of that Jumanji board is absolutely crucial to the film's atmosphere. It's both beautiful and unsettling, hinting at the ancient magic and potential danger that lies within.
It represents the unknown, the unpredictable nature of the game. And of life itself.
And that brings us back to the idea of Jumanji as a metaphor for life's journey. Just like the characters have to adapt to whatever the game throws at them.
Yeah.
We all face unexpected twists and turns.
We do.
In our own lives.
Yeah.
It's like rolling the dice and not knowing what's going to happen next.
Jumanji reminds us
Yes.
that life doesn't always go according to plan.
It doesn't.
And sometimes we're forced to confront challenges that seem insurmountable. But it also suggests that within those challenges lie opportunities for growth, for discovering hidden strengths, and for forging deeper connections with those around us.
It's like the game.
Yeah.
With all its chaos and danger. Ultimately becomes a catalyst for positive change.
It does.
In the characters' lives. Alan confronts his past and reconciles with his father. Sarah learns to let go of her fear and embrace life again. Judy and Peter find a sense of belonging. And family they've been missing. They all come out the other side stronger and more connected than they were before.
They do.
And that's a really powerful message.
It is.
Especially for a film that's ostensibly geared towards a younger audience. It suggests that even amidst the fun and adventure, there are deeper lessons to be learned about facing our fears. Embracing the unexpected and finding our own resilience in the face of adversity.
It's like the film is saying, hey, life can be unpredictable and scary sometimes, but you got this. You're stronger than you think. And you don't have to face it alone.
And that message amplified by the film's incredible score.
Oh, yeah.
Composed by the legendary James Horner. Those tribal rhythms mixed with sweeping orchestral pieces really intensify both the adventure and the emotional moments.
They do.
With the film.
It's like the music becomes this invisible force that guides our emotional journey.
You're so right.
Think
about how the drums kick in as the game starts, immediately building suspense and anticipation. Then there are these soaring melodies that perfectly underscore those moments of courage and connection between the characters. Like when Alan and Sarah finally reunite after all those years, it's those musical cues that really make us feel the emotions of the story.
Music often plays this subtle but powerful role. It does. In film, it can heighten the suspense, underscore the drama, and even evoke a sense of nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
In Jumanji, Horner's score masterfully blends adventure and emotion, creating this auditory landscape that perfectly complements the film's visual storytelling. It's like the music adds another dimension to the experience.
And that brings us to another aspect of the film that I found particularly interesting on this rewatch. The use of split-focus diopter shots.
Oh, yeah.
These are those moments where we see two things happening at once, but one is slightly blurry.
Yeah.
It's a really cool technique that the director uses to emphasize certain relationships.
Those split focus shots are indeed brilliant.
They are.
They visually represent the disconnect, the lack of communication that often exists between characters, especially between Alan and his father.
It's like we're seeing two separate worlds collide.
Right.
Their perspectives literally out of focus with each other.
Exactly.
It's a powerful visual metaphor for the emotional distance between them.
Right.
Wouldn't you say?
Would.
Like their inability to see eye to eye is reflected in the way the camera frames them.
Precisely.
And it's not just a stylistic choice.
Right.
It adds a layer of psychological depth to Alan's internal struggle.
Right.
He's battling his past, his fears, his strained relationship with his father, all while trying to survive the chaos of the game.
Right.
Those split-focus shots visually represent that inner turmoil.
They do, don't they?
They do. It's fascinating
right.
how the director uses these visual cues to tell a deeper story, one that goes beyond the dialogue and the surface-level action. It makes you appreciate the artistry and intentionality that went into creating a film like Jumanji.
Absolutely. It reminds us that every element of filmmaking, from the camera angles to the music to the special effects, contributes to the overall impact and meaning of a film. And in Jumanji, those elements work harmoniously.
They do.
To create a truly captivating and unforgettable experience.
You're right.
So,
and to think we've only scratched the surface of all the fascinating themes and techniques at play in this film. There's still so much more to explore.
Indeed.
Isn't there?
Jumanji is a film that keeps on giving, revealing new layers of meaning and complexity with each viewing.
It's true.
It's a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and its ability to engage us on multiple levels.
Well said. As we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far. We've explored the film's deeper themes. Analyzed the director's visual storytelling techniques. Appreciated the role of music in shaping our emotional experience. And even delved into the fascinating world of special effects. But there's one question that lingers, one that I keep coming back to. Knowing what we know now about the potential chaos and danger, would we actually roll those dice and take that leap into the unknown?
Interesting.
Would we have the courage to face our own inner Jumanji?
That's a question that each of us has to answer for ourselves. But I think Jumanji offers us a valuable perspective on that very question.
It's almost like the film is asking us, are we willing to face the unknown, even if it means confronting our fears and stepping outside our comfort zones?
And it's not just about like the big life-altering risks. It's also about those everyday moments where we hesitate, where we let fear hold us back. Jumanji encourages us to embrace those moments, to roll the dice, so to speak, and see what adventures await us.
You know, it's funny.
What's that?
As we've been dissecting this film, I've realized that Jumanji isn't just a story about a magical game. It's a reflection of our own journeys.
Oh, wow.
We all have our own inner Jumanji to contend with, those challenges and fears that we try to avoid.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Alan spent years running from his past.
He did.
Literally and figuratively.
It's true.
But it was only by confronting those fears,
right,
by finishing the game,
yes,
that he was able to find peace and move forward.
And Sarah, too.
Right.
She was haunted by the memory of that night.
Yeah.
Trapped in her own fear. But by facing those challenges head on,
right,
alongside Alan,
yeah,
she was able to heal and reclaim her life.
Their journeys highlight the importance of facing our fears, of not letting them control us.
Right.
It's a message that resonates deeply, especially as we navigate the complexities of adult life.
It makes you wonder, what would happen if we approached our own challenges with the same courage and determination as the characters in Jumanji?
What hidden strengths might we discover? Right. What unexpected connections that we forge?
That's the beauty of Jumanji.
It is.
It doesn't offer easy answers or simple solutions. Instead, it presents us with a thought-provoking metaphor for life's journey. One that encourages us to embrace the unknown and discover our own resilience along the way.
It has been.
It's been truly fascinating.
It really has.
To dive deep into this film with you.
It has.
And uncover all these hidden layers of meaning.
Yeah.
Jumanji is a story that continues to surprise and inspire.
Right.
Even after all these years.
It's a testament to the power of storytelling.
It is.
And its ability to connect with us.
Yes.
On such a profound level.
It really is.
It reminds us that even amidst the chaos and uncertainty, there's always hope, courage, and the potential for growth.
And maybe, just maybe, it'll inspire us to face our own Jumanji with a little more bravery and a sense of adventure.
Absolutely.
So to everyone listening,
we
encourage you to revisit Jumanji. With this newfound understanding.
Right.
Look beyond the thrills and the special effects and see if you can spot those deeper layers we've discussed today.
You might be surprised at what you discover.
You might.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it will even inspire you to roll the dice in your own life.
Right.
Embrace the unexpected.
Yes.
And see where the adventure takes you.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
On this deep dive into the world of Jumanji. Until next time.
Yes.
Remember. Okay, so get this right. Today, we're diving deep into Jumanji.
Oh, nice.
The OG 1995 Jumanji.
Classic.
Not the Rock and Kevin Hart reboot.
No.
We're going way back.
We're going old school on this one.
Fun.
Yeah.
And, like, we found this document online.
Oh.
It's called Curiosities about Jumanji 1995.
Interesting.
And it's like chock full of like behind the scenes facts and trivia.
I love that stuff.
It's really good stuff.
Yep.
So, okay, first of all, this like blew my mind when I read it. So Jonathan Hyde, plays Van Pelt.
The hunter.
The hunter.
Scary guy.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
He also plays Alan's dad.
No way. Yeah. I never noticed that.
So is that like a budget thing or what?
Well, I mean, it could be, right?
Yeah.
2 roles, 1 actor.
Yeah.
Saves a little money.
Right.
But I think there's something deeper going on here.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. The same actor is playing the antagonist, this terrifying hunter.
Right.
And also the strict, kind of distant father figure. That can't be a coincidence.
So you're saying like Alan's problems with his dad are kind of like manifested in this Van Pelt character?
Like he's facing a darker version of himself.
Oh, wow.
All his fears and emotions.
Yeah.
Personified as Van Pelt.
That's heavy.
It's like facing your inner demons, you know?
Right.
It's powerful stuff.
I can see that.
And, you know, of course, filmmaking always has these practical considerations.
Gotta stay on budget.
Exactly. But the fact that it also works on this, like, symbolic level.
Right.
That's what's so cool.
Yeah, it's like another layer.
It adds a whole other layer to the story. Yeah.
Speaking of adding layers, though.
Okay.
This is crazy. So back in 2014, someone sold like a replica.
Oh, wow.
Of the Jumanji board game at auction.
At auction, okay.
For 56,000 euros.
A lot.
I know.
That's a lot of euros.
That's a lot of euros.
Wow.
So I mean, that just goes to show...
That shows you the power.
How much people still love this film.
This movie, yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's captured our imaginations.
Like, it's stuck with us.
It's stuck with us, yeah.
For so long.
Peak 90s nostalgia.
Totally.
Yeah.
It really makes you think, like...
What is it about?
What is it about some movies...
Certain films?
That just, like, stay with us.
Just embed themselves in our brains.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cultural memory.
All right, well, speaking of iconic...
Okay.
Robin Williams.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Comedic genius.
So apparently, he improvised. Really?
A lot of Alan Parrish's funniest lines.
Oh, come on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, man, there's so many.
So many good ones.
But when he's, like, describing his time in the jungle.
I've seen things you wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, come on.
That's classic. Pure Robin Williams.
So good.
It just perfectly captures Alan's, like, outlandishness.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
You know, it makes you wonder, like, how much...
Like, how much was scripted?
Of it was actually on the page.
Versus just him riffing.
Versus him, like, coming up with stuff.
Yeah, that unpredictability.
And that unpredictability, it's like...
Kind of like
those Jumanji drum beats.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't just background music, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
They were, like, designed to...
crafted.
Make you feel a certain way.
To create unease, anticipation.
Uncomfortable, yeah.
It's like a predator stalking you.
Oh, really?
In the jungle, you know. You know it's dangerous.
Right.
But you're drawn to it.
Wow. So they actually, like, wanted to make us...
I think so, yeah.
Feel uncomfortable.
I mean, sound is a powerful tool.
That's so clever.
In film.
I never really thought about that.
Filmmakers, they use it to tap into our deepest instincts.
So how does that work?
Certain sounds can trigger primal responses, you know? Make us feel alert, scared.
Yeah.
Even intrigued.
Right.
It's fascinating.
So those drum beats, they were making us feel like...
Like we're part of the game.
Part of the game.
Experiencing the danger.
Right.
Right alongside the characters.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's really effective.
Okay, last thing.
Right.
We got to talk about this alternate ending.
Oh, yeah, the darker ending.
Yeah, so apparently it was going to be a lot darker.
More intense, huh?
Yeah. Do we know, like, any specifics?
Well, the details are kind of scarce.
Okay.
But it seems like they might have focused more on the consequences.
Consequences of what?
Of tampering with fate.
Oh, okay.
Possibly leaving things unresolved.
Unresolved. Ooh, interesting.
It's definitely a different vibe.
I don't know if I buy that, like, a darker ending would ruin the film, though.
Really?
Yeah, I think sometimes, like, darkness.
Sometimes a little darkness.
Makes things more memorable, you know?
Yeah, it can make a story linger.
Makes you think.
Makes you think, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you remember it more.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It might have given us more to chew on.
Right, exactly.
More to think about.
Like question the characters' choices more.
But question their motivations.
Yeah, who knows, right?
Who knows?
But, I mean, the ending we got.
Yeah.
It's definitely part of what makes the movie so rewatchable.
It wraps things up nicely.
It does. It wraps it up nicely.
It still leaves you thinking.
It does leave you thinking.
It's a good balance.
Yeah. So there you have it. Little peek.
Behind the curtain.
Behind the curtain of Jumanji.
A movie that's still...
captivating audiences.
Just captures our
all these years later.
Imaginations.
Yeah. Makes you wonder.
How would our experience of Jumanji be different?
How would it be different?
How would we feel with that alternate ending?
That's a good question.
Something to think about.
Yeah, something to think about.
Next time you watch it.
For sure.
Yeah.